According to CompellingTruth.org's definition, spiritual formation is the process of forming or growing the spiritual self. I think it's important to follow this definition with the realization that I had that the concept of spiritual formation is not inherently a Christian thing. Today we see countless different mediums of spirituality throughout the world and even more ways of achieving your best self. Christian spiritual formation can be quite a different thing from other forms of spiritual formation. Through Christian spiritual formation, however, the mind, body, and spirit of Christ followers are molded and formed into that of Jesus Christ, striving to act, think, and live just as he did during his time on earth. In this, Christ followers are not only formed into something closer to Christ's likeness, but are formed into better missionaries of Christ as well, as they die to themselves, living for something greater than their own desires, the gospel of Christ. At its core, spiritual formation is nothing more than being discipled by God himself. The act of Christian spiritual formation is done solely by the triune God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, but that does not leave Christ followers without responsibility. While none of the formation is done through the power of humans, the act of wanting to be in the process of spiritual formation is their responsibility. Christ followers must take an active approach in being spiritually formed by God through acts of obedience such as solitude, silence, confession, fellowship, prayer, fasting, worship, study, and many other sorts of spiritual disciplines, so to say. Additionally, in these acts of obedience, Christ followers must mirror the heart and mind state, knowing that while at times they may be asking of something from God, at other times, simply wanting to spend time in his presence will be more than enough, just as it was for Christ. In itself, without the work of the triune God in these acts of obedience, no spiritual formation is progressed. However, through clear objectives in these acts of obedience, humans are formed into something more Christ-like.